On the evening of July 1st, 1916, the ocean is calm. Not stormy, not angry, just warm. A young man steps into the surf at Beach Haven, New Jersey. He's not far out, close enough that people can hear him laugh. And then the water changes, with a pull. At first, the people on the beach think he's playing with his dog. They think he's calling it back. But he's not calling the dog. He's calling them. Because something underneath him has decided, quietly, that this is not a mistake bite, not a warning. This is contact. And what makes it worse is this. Back then, almost everyone believed sharks didn't do this. They weren't built for it, not the jaws, not the instinct, not the intent. They were wrong. And the shark that proved them wrong doesn't stop after one hit. It moves. It learns the coastline. It follows the heat. It follows the crowds. And in 12 days, it will do something sharks aren't supposed to do. It will go where people feel safest. And it will change everything. In 1916, the Jersey Shore is packed. A brutal heat wave grips the region. Polio is spreading. Summer already feels dangerous. The beach is where people go to breathe. Ocean swimming is still new enough to feel like a luxury, a modern habit, a harmless one. And there is one rule nearly everyone believes. Sharks don't target people. There are stories, of course, sailor tales, exaggerations, myths. But a deliberate shark attack near a crowded resort town? That isn't science, that's nonsense. That belief matters because it shapes what happens next. When Charles Van Sant is pulled from the surf at Beach Haven, people don't immediately say shark. They say accident. They say fish. They say anything but predator. Because accepting a shark means accepting something darker. That a large predator was close enough to shore to touch sand, and bold enough to strike in shallow water. And sharks, especially large ones, don't usually do that unless something is drawing them in. So what was it? That question hangs in the air. Because after Beach Haven, the shark doesn't vanish. It doesn't retreat to deep water. It doesn't finish and leave. It keeps moving. North. Five days later, July 6th, the next attack hits Spring Lake, 45 miles north. This is where tragedy turns into pattern. Charles Bruder is swimming, not far from shore. Then, impact. No circling, no fin, no warning. Just a violent, efficient strike. Here's what unsettles shark researchers. Most shark bites are investigatory, a test. Humans aren't typical prey. We don't look or move like seals. So when a shark causes catastrophic injury in a single strike, it suggests something else. Size, power, confidence, or a predator no longer testing. And the bigger question becomes impossible to ignore. Why the same coastline? Sharks don't haunt places like ghosts. They follow conditions: warm water, bait fish, currents, food. In 1916, people report seeing fins along the mid-Atlantic coast. They notice. Then they dismiss it, because the alternative is worse. That one predator is moving with purpose. July 12th. Not the beach. A creek. Matawan Creek, where people feel safe because saltwater predators don't belong there. Earlier that day, a sea captain claims he saw a shark in the water. The town shrugs it off. The idea sounds ridiculous. Then boys go in to swim. They notice something dark beneath the surface, like driftwood, like a shadow. Then it moves. Lester Stillwell is taken under. This is where the story becomes something else. Because this isn't just an attack. It's a shark entering a tight, unfamiliar space, shallow water, near people, and still committing. That's why this part of the story is still debated. Bull sharks can tolerate fresh and brackish water better than most large sharks. They're built for rivers and estuaries. Others argue tidal conditions could have allowed a juvenile great white to wander in. Either way, one fact remains. A shark went where people believed a shark would not, and it didn't go there by accident. When Stanley Fisher jumps in to recover the boy, he's attacked too. Minutes later, Joseph Dunn is bitten. but survives only because people physically pull him away. That sequence is why researchers still call this series unique. The predator didn't brush past humanity. It stayed. Most shark attacks don't become a series, because most sharks don't repeat on humans in the same place. So when multiple attacks happen along one stretch of coast, the question becomes unavoidable. Was the shark learning? Or was it being pushed into the same narrow lanes humans had flooded? In the summer of 1916, everything aligned. More people in the water than usual. More noise. More splashing. More distress signals. And a predator capable of adapting. Even scientists were forced to admit something uncomfortable. Large sharks could do this. And once that belief broke, the hunt began. After Matawan, the story stops feeling like nature and starts feeling like war. Nets go into the creek, boats patrol the water, men hunt anything with fins, not to understand the predator, to erase it. Days later, a fisherman catches a large shark nearby, reported as a young great white, and claims human remains were found inside. That becomes the ending people need, because uncertainty is unbearable. A shark you can't name is worse than one you can kill. But even now, experts debate whether that shark was truly responsible, or whether more than one predator was involved. Which means the darkest part of this story isn't the deaths, it's the doubt. Because the ocean never explains itself. And the legacy isn't just fear, it's what fear creates. That summer rewired how America saw sharks. It birthed panic, obsession, mythology, and the story ends with a question that still holds today. If a predator can break the rules once, if it can enter places we call safe, if the water can look harmless until the exact second it isn't, then maybe the danger isn't sharks. Maybe it's the lie we tell ourselves every summer, that the ocean belongs to us. Because in 1916, the ocean reminded everyone of something simple. You can stand on the shore and feel in control, but the moment you step in, you are entering its world. And sometimes, it doesn't step aside. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in for more animal stories.